temperature's tapping out and you still want coffee, you don't want hot coffee, you want cold brew. Kenneth Thomas here with Umble Coffee. This is our Brew How-To series. Today I'm going to teach you how to do Cold Brew Expert Edition. We're here in Great Sand Dunes National Park, and there's no better place to desire cold brew. The temperature on the sand up there gets to 140 plus, so I still want coffee and I don't want it hot. You want to watch this entire video because we're going to teach you everything you need to know about cold brew. Cold brew coffee is the Wild West when it comes to coffee. You're going to see all kinds of different ways to make it, and there's a lot of variables. We're going to show you what we think is the best way, but we're also going to show you troubleshooting that you can do to get the best cup for you. Here's what you'll need. You're going to need a brewer, a filter, a grinder, a scale, your coffee, and water. When we're looking at cold brew, one of the first decisions you have to make is what kind of roast level you want your cold brew. So if you're going to drink your cold brew black, or you like kind of lighter fruity notes, you're going to want to go with a lighter roast. If you're going to add something to your cold brew, or you like a bolder taste, then you're going to want a darker roast to start with. Here's a key point. When you're looking at extraction of the actual coffee from the grinds in the water, when we're talking about hot coffee, you're going to extract different things out of it than you would compared to room temperature extraction with cold brew, or even extraction within the fridge. All of those temperatures are going to give you different things that it pulls out of the coffee itself. So one decision you'll have to make is if you want to do room temperature or you want to do cold in the fridge temperature for your cold brew extraction. A lot of people are going to tell you that you need a coarse grind. That's not necessarily true. We're going to explain more at the end of the video what you can do to adjust to the level of extraction by changing your grind setting to give you exactly what you want. So with cold brew, you can go from a medium grind to a coarse grind and play with that to get to what you want. There are two ways that you're going to see cold brew. It's either going to be ready to drink or it's going to be a concentrate. Now, those ratios are usually going to be 1 to 15, that's 1 part coffee to 15 parts water for your ready to drink option, or 1 to 5 or 1 to 6 on your concentrate options. How long should you keep your cold brew waiting before you get it? Good question. Short answer, anywhere from 12 to 24 hours, but ultimately you can play with this to get whatever's best for you. Another thing that you need to think about is what's your limiting factor. This that we're brewing with today, which is Takaya, is a plastic, really easy, robust way to do coffee for cold brew. It has the coffee area in it as its limiting factor. So we measured the coffee out first, and then we adjust our ratio to water for that. You could have where your water's the limiting factor, so you would measure that out first and then use that ratio, whether you're doing the ready to drink or the concentrate, to figure out how much coffee you need. Let's get brewing. Do us a favor at Umble Coffee. Please press the little like thumbs up down there, subscribe, and click that notification bell. It would do a lot to help us grow. Let's get started with how we like it. So, we like a concentrate. Couple of reasons. One, it takes up less room and it gives you a little more freedom to do what you want to with it afterwards. If you like to put creamer or anything else into your drink, you probably want to start with a concentrate. A concentrate just flat out gives you more options and takes up less space in your fridge. What we use is a 1 to 6 coffee to water ratio. So for what we're doing today, that's 150 grams of coffee, and we're going to use a total of 900 grams of water. We are going to let it brew at room temperature for 16 hours. So here's another trick for you. You want to start at the right time of day so that you actually finish at the right time of day, so that you're not getting your coffee out at, like, say 2 in the morning. So we're starting at 2 p.m. so that we can get our cold brew early tomorrow morning. Just gonna go ahead and open this up. I have my coffee already in here. It's 150 grams. So we're just gonna add the water, 900 grams total. If you're ever wondering, grams and milliliters are the same when it comes to water. So if you have a bottle like this, if it's 900 milliliters, that's 900 grams. So we're gonna go ahead and pour. And that's it. All you gotta do is stick this bad boy on the counter or stick it in the fridge and just wait. The beauty of recording is, I'll tell you a secret. We went ahead and did a batch so that we could have it for the recording. So this just came out of the fridge this morning. We're gonna put this in here so we'll have it on the trails. All right, we filled this bad boy up and we're gonna put the rest of this back and we'll take this out to the trail. Make sure you also have some water when you go out on the trail. But if you're a coffee lover like we are here at Umble Coffee, you're gonna want to take some cold brew with you too. It'll taste great out there. Let's troubleshoot if your coffee didn't turn out the way that you wanted it to. So there's 4 options as far as what might become of your coffee. It can either be too bitter, it can be too tart, it can be too strong, or it can be too weak. If your coffee is too bitter, that means that it was over extracted. So some things that you can do to help with that is you can actually brew a lower total time. You can change your grind setting to more coarse, that way you will extract less over the same amount of time. You can change the actual water temperature. So if you, for example, brewed at room temperature, you may want to do the same amount of time, but do it in the fridge instead. What if your coffee is too tart or too fruity? You could simply just change the roast level to something that's a little darker. That might be your problem. Or it could be that it's under extracted. So in that case, what you want to do is you would want to brew for a longer time. Another option is you could do a finer grind. Another option is you could change the actual temperature of the water. So for example, if you brewed in the fridge at that cold water temperature, instead next time do room temperature because you're going to extract faster because the water itself is warmer. What if your coffee is too strong? We like it strong because, like we said, there's a lot of variability in what you can do with it. But you can simply just dilute your coffee right then and there if it's too strong as far as playing with it. You could actually change your ratio. Instead of doing, say, a 1:5 or 1:6, you could do a 1:15 or anything in between just from the beginning to get it to the right level that you want as far as strength goes. You could actually change your grind setting to more coarse, that way it will extract less. That could help as far as strength goes. You could change your water temperature and that would extract less. You could change the brew time. You could shrink that brew time so that it wasn't as strong. Finally, what if your coffee is too weak? What if it tastes like tea and you don't want it to taste like tea? You want some cold brew coffee because you're going out where it's super hot and you need it. You could simply just use more coffee next time. So your ratio could be, instead of all the way up from 1 to 15, you could shrink it all the way down to 1:5 or 1:6. You actually may benefit from using a darker roast. You may not be used to that lighter roast and how it does with cold brew. You could change the grind setting. So instead of a coarser grind setting, you could go to a finer grind setting, which would extract more. You could change the water temperature. So instead of being at a colder temperature, you can actually go to room temperature, and that would extract more over the same amount of time. It could be too weak because your brew time was too short. You may want to extend it a few more hours and see how that helps. Thank y'all for watching. If you want to know more about cold brew, just put it in the comment section below. We'll answer you, help you figure it out. And go to umblecoffee.com, get some great coffee for your cold brew. Peace out. Love y'all. See ya. Stay humble. That's some good stuff.